Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. I hope you're all doing great. And welcome to this new video right here this morning, this beautiful Monday morning on XRP. We're going to do a full update on XRP. I know the audio is a little bit worse today. It's only for once, okay? So bear with me right here. But we're going to do a full update. We'll talk about the current situation in the markets, which is quite... It's not necessarily bad. And if you look at XRP as well, if you look at the 12-hour time frame, for example, you'll say, it's not that bad. I mean, we're obviously not bullish. But we are still holding balance. We're still holding stability. And for XRP, that's the case. But ultimately, when we're talking about the markets, look, to start off with that, and then we'll talk about XRP specifically, nothing major fundamentally happened over the course of the weekend, right? I mean, we had no major news. Obviously, we did have some news. I mean, we had a Scott Bessent speech and Donald Trump speech, I think, as well, yesterday, at the end of yesterday. In the US time zone, right? So it was overnight for me. But then if you look at all the major fundamentals, and I don't have to show you, I think, but if you look at the S&P 500, if you look at the Asian equity markets, if you take a look at the volatility index, if you take a look at gold, market circumstances are not necessarily that bad for crypto. Historically, or at least historically under these circumstances had a bullish effect on crypto. And now it doesn't. And that is in itself something to be something to be aware of and something to also be cautious about. So that is fundamentally what I think you really do need to pay attention to and that you need to be aware of. Now, when we're talking specifically about XRP, the price action is not that strange, right? I mean, I told you yesterday that we still had that imbalance to the downside right here at 2.45. We got a very weak reaction there. You cannot see that, but initially we got a bit of a spike up, but it was very minor. So that's technically, that's a major bearish confirmation, right? I mean, if XRP was bullish, then we would have found strong support at that single print. And we would have spiked down into that, and we would have held the balance that we formed from Friday, as you can see, into Sunday evening. We were not able to do that, so purely technically, that gives us a very bearish indication. But ultimately, on Friday and on Saturday, I already told you, okay, breaking out right now technically seems unlikely. And fundamentally, I think we can break out. And yesterday in the video, I also said, okay, when we're talking about a breakout or a breakdown, I do think a breakout is more likely, but I also told you there's no indication for that right now. And that's still the case. I mean, right now, it looks more likely that XRP is going to remain relatively stable. We have a strong support level right here with the previous month point of control and the point of control of the range since the 10th of October here at 2.41. I'm going to be on the safe side and say that that's a strong support level, but ultimately the range low is right here at 2.32. So I would be ready and I would be prepared for another spike down into that level, support there, and then stability around 2.42 and 2.5. That is what I would expect. And then ultimately, either with a more decisive and more sustained move from Bitcoin, or because of some news, right? I mean, we're desperately waiting for some Ripple, I should say, XRP ETF news, right? And then those fundamentals could cause some sort of a shift in balance, aka a breakout. But there's no indication of that right now. And I would even go as far as saying, like I said, that it's a little bit more likely to expect some bearish pressure. And then from there, support, recovery, but then stability and not momentum. Those are my thoughts. Unfortunately, I would have preferred and liked to be much, much more bullish, of course. But we have to be honest and we have to take a look at the indications that we get from the markets, and the indications that we get so far point me towards telling you this, right? So hopefully it helps. Hopefully it's still valuable for all of you, but thank you for watching. I will see you all in my next videos tomorrow and later today. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care. Obviously, have a great week and bye.